Adult Talk, a podcast by Adult Work.
Goodbye and welcome one more time to our beautiful Adult Talk podcast. I'm here today with my co-host Aurora. How are you doing today?
Hello, Juan. I'm actually pretty well. It's Monday today, new week.
I love Mondays. Some people sometimes they don't really like Mondays. You like Mondays?
It's a love and hate relationship over there. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't.
Before some people saying, "Oh, I don't really like Mondays," but if we think about, we have 52 Mondays in the year, so almost two months. So if you don't like Mondays,
Yeah,
then you're going to spend 2 months of the year without liking.
exactly. They're wasting most of
So
it.
you're wasting most of the time. You better love Mondays. Well, welcome, guys. Today we have a very special guest for you here in the show with us. I'm gonna bring her to the stage, late Phoenix. Let me just add her here to the stage.
Good morning. I love mornings, especially
Welcome.
Monday mornings.
We love Monday mornings. How are you?
I am very well. Excuse me. A pleasure to be here today and to
Thank
speak to you,
you.
meet you both, Juan and Aurora.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation to be here with us on the podcast.
Pleasure.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in the industry? Working in the industry for how long?
Well, I first went on adult work back in 2006. A long time ago. I got into the industry because I basically arrived in London from the Northeast. So, little naive Northeastern girl trying to find friends in London. And luckily, I found my tribe very quickly on the London fetish scene, going to parties. I went to my first fetish party, which was Torture Garden, in December 2005, 20 years ago now, unbelievably. And yeah, I just fitted in so well, like a duck to water, basically, you know.
And so were you working already in the adult industry when you went to London or not?
Oh, no, I was an English teacher back then. That was my job.
Okay. English teacher.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of transferable skills between being a teacher and what I'm doing now. So, you know, it's kind of useful. Good preparation for being a dominatrix, really.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah, going out to fetish bodies.
Yeah, amazing. So you can transfer some skills from the teaching to your job now.
Exactly. It's all about discipline and being in control. So yeah. And
how did you find the industry? How did you your first encounter with the industry and how you started?
yeah, well, it was basically on the fetish scene. So going to parties, I met escorts, dominatrixes, submissives, porn stars, you know, the whole lot you meet on the fetish scene. So I got to know them, and you know, I like to play on the scene at parties and whatever. And then these people suggested to me, well, if you enjoy this so much, why don't you get paid for it? I was like, okay, well, that seems like a no-brainer. So somebody introduced me to adult work, and I signed up and made a profile back in 2006. I wasn't Lady Phoenix then, I was Heavenly Lady, so I had a different name back then, but I was still a lady, always a lady. And yeah, I remember my very first session. I absolutely loved it, and I was like, this is the career for me. And so yeah, since then, celebrating almost 20 years in the industry.
If there's one thing that you really like in the industry, all these years that you've been on it, or in one thing that you don't like, is there anything that you like absolutely love it and one thing that you wouldn't like? What would that be?
I think the thing that I like best about it is the connections that I've made with other people, whether they're clients or other escorts, dominatrixes, etc. I used to be, I mean, I first got into it through the party scene, as I've mentioned.
Yeah.
I had a little gap in my career when I went back to the corporate world, and then I came out of it again in 2016, and I've been Lady Phoenix ever since then. But yes, I was a bit of a lone wolf then, and I didn't really connect with people. And then COVID changed everything. Because I wasn't doing sessions anymore, the only way that you could really survive in the industry is by connecting with other people. So I met a lot of the friends that I have now online back then through Twitter, through Instagram, etc. And it's because of this that we've really thrived through collaborating. I got into filming then as well, and filming with other dominatrixes and sex workers, and that's been really, really good fun. And really, that's how I've thrived up to now. So it's been just wonderful meeting other people, and also going to events as well. So I mean, my niche is femdom on the scene, being a dominatrix. So yeah, I've visited all over. I've visited the Femdom Summit in Romania. I visited Greece for a Femdom event there. I've been to several events in London, like the Femdom Ball and Pedestal. So it's really nice to travel and do this work.
So you do touring as well, right? With your travels, and you tell us a
I
little bit about your
do
tour.
touring. Yes, I'm very
You
passionate
went
about my
to
travel.
you went to
Um,
14 different cities in the UK.
that's right. I had a pretty epic tour last October. I basically took an entire month to travel around the country, and I literally went from John O'Groats, the most northerly point on the UK mainland, to Land's End in Cornwall. And I used adult work as a tool, mentioning that I was available
Yeah.
in the 14 cities that I went to. And it was incredible. I've met so many people in the most remote parts of the country, the north of Scotland, the very southern tip of the UK. And it was really so much fun. And
With
lots of sightseeing around those places as well. It enabled me to, because I had to hire a car for it. You can't do that on a train, a journey like that.
yeah.
So, there was a lot of sightseeing as well. I saw some wonderful places, and I was blessed with some really good weather as well, surprisingly.
With your traveling in the touring, I'm sure you have a lot of stories. Was there any crazy? What was the craziest request you ever got from a client?
The craziest request. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I don't know, because I don't really view requests as being crazy, because um,
Not crazy. Let's
it,
say unusual. Unusual.
unusual. Hmm. I don't know really. Maybe going outdoors, I suppose. There was somebody who wanted to go to me to put my strap on and do some pegging in the forest,
Okay.
which
Well,
wasn't
that's
really my
unusual.
thing, I'm afraid. I'm okay with pegging behind closed doors and in my dungeon, but not in the great outdoors. And also, it was absolutely freezing, so not really my thing.
Okay. So all these years that you've been in the industry, like before, you said you were you were working as a teacher. So when you start to work
That's
on the
right.
on adult industry, how's the process of supporting from family, friends for you? Because sometimes we have new models wanting to start in the business now. For example, they're watching the show and they think I would like just to be like I'm Late Phoenix and start my own thing, but some staff are holding them back in order to start in the business, and some of them are support to be able to speak to family, to friends. And how was that process for you?
Okay. It's a little bit different now from when I started, because there are so many more sex workers, dominatrixes, escorts out there. There's a lot more competition. And I've met new people who are new to the industry before, who kind of want to refine their image and be absolutely perfect before they get out there and set up a profile and build a website and go on Adult Work. And my advice to them has been, you don't really need to be perfect. You learn as you go on, you refine as you go on, you know, just learn as you go, and you can't expect to be perfect right from the start. Yeah, but just learn and pick up as you go. And you know, there's a lot of advice out there. I've another piece of advice I would say is to learn skills. I have done, in fact, right after this show, I have my rope bonded shibari lesson. I have a lovely teacher called Sophia Rose, who gives me a 2-hour session, and I learn to tie people up in very creative ways. So,
Okay.
you know, there's lots of kind of upskilling available out there if you look, and finding your niche as well. Um, I didn't really have a niche when I started, so you know, you can't expect to have a niche from the start, but it will come. Like one of my niches is leather. I am a leather goddess. I love leather catsuits, leather boots, leather caps, leather gloves as well. And I've got a whole wardrobe full of that. So a lot of requests I get for sessions are based on that. So, you know, a niche will come along.
So a lot of things that you will learn as you go, right? So first you have to put your a mindset that's started, you know, even with your phone. So would you say if a model would just like don't have another thing they'll say, oh, I don't have enough equipment or the correct equipment to start. But if they don't have the mobile phone, they already can do a lot of things just by using the phone, right?
Okay. You're breaking up a little bit there, Juan, but I think I can get the gist of it. So equipment that you need for starting up. Yeah, definitely a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Also a ring light, which I've got in front of me right now. That is essential for making content. Some colored lights as well, if you can, to, you know, create some atmosphere. If you've got a white room, you can change a white room into any color you like. But the ring light is absolutely essential. Yes. And as long as you've got that, and you know, a selection of outfits that you feel really good in, and you feel sexy and beautiful in them, and a few toys and equipment. You don't need an entire dungeon to start off with,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, if you're a dominatrix, something like a strap-on or a chastity cage, you can make a lot of content from just that alone. And of course, they're very useful in sessions
Yeah.
if you learn how to use them as well.
I can see in your studio. So tell us a little bit about your studio.
That's right.
Now tell us a little bit about the studio that you have.
Okay, yeah, this is a Phoenix Lair, and I've had it for 3.5 years now. Coming out of COVID, when things were starting to open up again, it was my ambition to have a space of my own, because I'd been hiring hotels up to then, and I'm sure other models listening to this will sympathize or empathize what happened after COVID. The hotel prices shot right up. So it wasn't really feasible for me to do that anymore. So a place of my own was absolutely essential. So yeah, the Phoenix Lair came about. So getting equipment, of course, that was really important. So I've got a bench that I use for sinking and pegging. I've got a sex swing that I also use for pegging and edging. I've got my bed that I'm sitting on right now, which is fantastic for tie and tease sessions. And I've got my St. Andrew's cross on the wall as well. You can probably see a little bit of my cabinet over there, which is full of dildos, nipple clamps, all kinds of other toys. And then over here, I've got my chastity cages, my leather glove collection. And out of shot, you can't see, I've got a wardrobe that is absolutely full of cross-dressing clothes as well, because that's another of my niches. I like dressing up men.
What about the content creator that you're talking? Do you create your own content to live on the platform as a passive income as well? What's that process for you of creating content?
Okay. I found that creating content is much more fun when I do it with somebody else. I have done solo stuff as well, but I much prefer creating content with somebody else. This week on Wednesday, I've got Bella Hara visiting the Les, and we filmed together a few times. We're actually good friends, so we have a great chemistry when we're filming together. So we've got a plan to make 3 or 4 clips together. That'll be about 10 to 15 minutes in length. So this will go up on Adult Work and other platforms as well. And it's just really nice having a collection of videos. I think I've made close to 400 now over the past 4 years or so. And, you know, it's really nice waking up in the morning and checking my phone and saying, oh, you made this much money overnight. I was sleeping. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know.
24/7 passive income, right? You can be, like you said, you
Exactly.
can be
It's so
sleeping
worth
and
doing.
somebody by, yeah. And you will take the work, of course, your work in one day, you will film and then you have to edit everything. But after it's done, that's it. It will generate income for you for forever, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I like to dedicate 1 or 2 days a month towards content making. But yes, it's so worth taking that time out of your schedule from the other things that you're doing, meetings or whatever, in order to do that. Because I've had, it also feeds into your meetings as well, because I've had clients that come along who've seen me in a particular video, and because of that, yeah, they want to kind of recreate it in the flesh.
What about social media? Do you use social media? Which kind of social media do you use? Do you think they're important in order for you to promote yourself as well, to create your
Oh,
brand?
definitely. They're essential. They're essential. I have 2 sites on Twitter, sorry, 2 accounts on Twitter, one for myself and one for the Phoenix Studio, which is my movie studio. And then I'm on Instagram as well. I have 2 accounts on there, one for myself and one for my kind of, not my vanilla self exactly, but my adventures in fitness and art and culture and travel. I'm now on Blue Sky as well. So yes, it's mainly those 3 platforms that I use.
Do you see that the engagement or the traffic as well from your socials goes to your content, to the platforms as well? It helps a
Yes,
lot.
it all feeds in. Yes, I should also mention that I have a website, and that is such an important vehicle for generating business. Um, I have a monthly newsletter that I publish on there that comes out on the 1st of the month. So the next one's due on Thursday. So I've really got to get cracking with that. And it just tells my fans all about any updates, news, tours, photo shoots, new videos and collaborations that I'm doing. And it also ties in with my monthly blog as well. I mean, I absolutely love writing. It's one of my great passions aside travel. And I've been doing monthly blogs, which are based on sessions, like the more memorable sessions that I have, if they have some quirk about them or something like that. I like
When
to
did
write
you
about them.
when did you start writing your blog?
I think it was about COVID time, funnily enough. Seems that a lot has started from then. It was a good reset, basically. But I had more time on my hands then, so I spent a lot of time writing. So yeah, it's basically been a blog a month since then. So if you want to have a look at my
Oh,
website
that's
and
amazing.
see,
Do you plan? Do
there's a
you
lot of reading
plan?
material.
Do you plan to turn those reading material into a novel, to a book, or something?
I actually have produced a book before, about 3 years ago, because I did a lot of photo shoots that year with Killer Heels Photography, one of my favorite photographers, Frankenseller as well. And I combined that with some of my blogs, And I gave that, I didn't actually sell it. I gave it as a freebie to my clients,
Oh,
especially if they
amazing.
had a birthday coming up or something like that. Here's a copy of my new book. But I think it is time to do a new one, actually. So that's a really good point, Juan. I think, yeah, the Lady Phoenix book 2 needs to come out.
Yeah, would be very interesting to have, because we're putting all these stories there. If you put that together in a book, would be very interesting, isn't it?
Because we're
Yes,
into
yes,
it anyway,
absolutely.
so why not?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
would be amazing. Okay, towards the end of the show, we always have some set questions. We call them
Okay.
questions. I do have 5 spicy warm-up questions, and Aurora have some more questions there. So my first question
Hmm.
is blow job or hand job?
Blowjob always. I like to use my tongue. Even though I'm a
Dogs.
dominatrix, that might seem a strange answer for a dominatrix, but yeah, I love blowjob.
All right. So dog style, 69 or missionary?
Oh, 69, because I like to give and take at the same time.
Group sex like an orgy or one-to-one?
Well, a lot of my blogs are based on group sex, or not just group sex, but group interactions, shall we say. So I'll go for group sex, yeah.
All right.
The more the merrier.
The more masturbation solo or together with other people around?
Oh, wow. I think if you're watching porn, then you've always got good company, really. Um, yeah, well, I'm all for connection and other people being there. So if there's a choice between solo or more people there, I'm always going to choose the latter.
And sex, morning or night?
Morning, absolutely morning. And a lot of my clients know this as well.
We have all
More
the
morning
models.
sessions.
We have a lot of models. On the previous interview, they always said morning.
Morning.
So
They
I'm
all
too
say
bored in the night. I
morning.
want to sleep.
That's
A
so
lot of them.
interesting.
They say they are bored in the evening. They want to sleep.
Sleeping, yeah, that's absolutely interesting because me and Juan were like, definitely they're gonna reply
Evening.
evening.
The night.
Right. And also it doesn't fit the stereotype because we're thought of as night creatures of the night, but actually a lot of us aren't. We like our morning coffee, we like seeing the
Early birds.
sunrise.
Early birds.
Early birds, yep.
Okay, moving on to the part 2 of the question. And the first one is, can you describe yourself in just one word?
Oh gosh, no, I can't. Fiery. I'll go for fiery.
Okay,
Very go with the Phoenix. Right?
exactly.
That's why. Let's go with Phoenix. Yeah, the Phoenix. Like my
It's
name. I
very
chose
name.
it because it
Yeah.
embodies my personality. No, and also I am a literal phoenix. I'm going to tell you how my name came about now.
Yeah, tell
I
us.
actually had a flat fire back in 2014,
No
and my
way.
flat actually burnt down. So I rebuilt my whole life from scratch, and that's why I went back from the corporate world and back into being a dominatrix, the job that I love. And it was part of my rebirth. So that's why I'm Lady Phoenix.
Okay. Wow, wonderful name.
A
And
literal phoenix from
coming
the
back,
flames.
literally, yes.
And it's interesting that the name has its own story, it came from somewhere.
Literally.
Very much
Well,
so.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I love hearing the names behind models' chosen names because they're all very interesting. Everyone's got a reason, you know.
but you came out more stronger from the fire.
Yeah, that's
And
quite dramatic, though.
yeah, dramatic.
It is a very dramatic story.
Okay, moving on to the second question. And what's your ultimate turn on?
My ultimate turn on. I think I'm a very sensual person, and I'm a very tactile person. I absolutely love touching and being touched. That's why I like leather so much. I also love satin and latex and fabrics. So, like touching this, I'm getting turned on now by touching this leather myself. You know, it. Whoops! I've lost concentration there. Yeah. So yeah, being touched and touching is my number one turn on, definitely.
So you're a touchy person.
Yeah, very tactile.
And moving on to the third question, is kissing or cuddling? From your answer just right now, I can't predict the answer. I don't know about you, Juan.
If it's gonna be kissing and cuddling, cuddling, I
I
guess.
think I would say actually kissing. I really enjoy a
Boom.
nice sensual snog. And I mean, yeah, you probably thought cuddling because of
Of the
touching,
touching.
but also
Exactly,
kissing is
yeah.
touching as well.
True.
So
That's
I just
that's
and
true.
I think when you're in a session as well, and there comes a point where you kiss someone and everything changes and it just brings fire into the session all of a sudden. So I really believe in kissing, which might
Is
again
this
seem like an unusual thing for a dominatrix to say, but you
is
know,
the
I
starting
do
point,
that in
right?
my sessions.
Kissing is the starting point of intimacy. Well said.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. What's your secret weapon to seduce someone?
My secret weapon to what? Sorry? To
To
seduce
seduce
someone.
someone, yeah.
I would say a striptease. Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes a shame to take off a leather catsuit like this. But if I'm wearing some gorgeous lingerie, um, like a honey birdette set, bra, corset, panties, and the essential fully fashioned nylon stockings as well. So peeling off my dress onto the gorgeous lingerie set. That's absolutely what I love to do, and it works every single time.
It's your go-to.
Yes, amazing.
Okay, and the next one is, what's one thing on your bucket list?
One thing on my bucket list. Ooh, right. Okay. I actually have a plan. I've mentioned this, the Phoenix Len, how much I love my space now, but it's getting to the point where I've accumulated a bit more equipment now since I started it. So I have a dream that I'll get a bigger space and I want 3 different rooms there. And I'm going to have a leopard room, a skull room, and a devil room, because those are my 3 favorite motifs. So watch this space. I need to find a place
Stay
first,
tuned.
obviously. I don't know whether it'll be in London or somewhere else. I'm kind of putting that out to the universe. But yeah, I'd really like to manifest my 3-room studio or dungeon over the next year or so.
That's actually amazing because you set your own goal. And I think for you, it's easy to achieve it because you already have your own studio. So that means you're motivational enough.
I'm usually good at setting goals for myself and working to achieve them. So yeah, I'm a bit of a manifestation witch.
Amazing. So, and the next question is, if you could meet and create content with a celebrity, who would that be?
Oh gosh, who would that be? Oh, I don't know whether she counts as a celebrity. In my eyes, she does. But Rebecca Moore, yeah, more MILF.
Rebecca
I
Moore.
think she's an absolute icon. I loved her in Slag Wars. I watch her on Instagram, like preparing for her triathlons and that. And I just think, what an absolute goddess, what an absolute star. I'd absolutely love to work and collaborate with her at some point.
She might be watching the cast.
I hope she is. If you are, Rebecca, hello.
DM.
And next question is, what's the last thing you Googled?
The last thing I Googled. Ooh. Okay, yes. It was actually hotels to stay in Scotland because that's going to be a forthcoming tour that I'm doing in July. I go to Scotland about 3 times a year, and I'm visiting Glasgow and Aberdeen this time round. And yeah, should be a busy tour as it normally is. But yes, I've got everything booked now. Everything's set in stone, and you can see the dates on AdultWork actually on my profile there, and also on my website. My website is theladyphoenix.com, by the way.
As always, guys, you can find Lady Phoenix links underneath the video. And moving on to the next question, what's your ultimate fantasy?
Oh, gosh, my ultimate fantasy. Oh, I think I'd like to be on a beach somewhere, a private beach, with some of my fuck buddies, a bunch of them, girls and boys, on a beach, and at a sunset party with a DJ there, just in our bikinis, dancing, and then gradually getting naughtier as the night goes on, peeling off layers, and then maybe slipping on some more fetishy kind of wear as things go a little bit darker and the fetish equipment comes out on the beach. And
I
all
think the
playing
audience,
together
the
until
audience,
sunrises.
yeah, the
Sorry?
audience could, I think the audience, they could already imagine as you were talking, they could imagine the whole scenario. It was like they were reading your blog. Very amazing,
Oh,
amazing.
good. That's good to know.
That was good.
I
That was
think I
good.
should write a blog about that, actually. It should be my next blog, this
Should be your
fantasy.
next blog. Yeah, my ultimate fantasy.
I think we got the answer.
Yeah.
I think
And
so.
what's the weirdest place or even situation you've ever had sex?
The weirdest place.
Yeah, or even situation. It's up to you.
Place. I nearly did it in a lift once, and that was great. It was it was kind of a see-through lift as well, like transparent doors, glass doors all around. It didn't quite get to having sex level, but it did get to blowjob level. So I think that was fun enough, weird enough.
Okay.
And the last question is, if you win 1 million today, what's the very first thing you will buy?
The very first thing I'll buy.
Yeah.
If you win $1
What?
million,
Oh, okay.
if you win £1 million
Gosh.
today, what would be the first thing in your mind to buy
Do you know what? I don't
or
think
to
I
do
would
with
buy
them?
something material. I would plan a world tour, and I would literally I would combine travel with being a dominatrix, and I would just literally go around the world and visit the places that I've always wanted to do this in. Places like Australia and Japan. And South America. So I'd literally go around the world combining sightseeing with doing this and have an amazing time.
Amazing. Yeah. What would be your favorite holiday destination?
I've been
Like
to a lot
one.
of places that I really want to, but I do have a plan in my mind because I really want to go on safari in Kenya and, just rock up in a Jeep at sunrise, looking at the lions and rhinos getting up. I love animals, so that would be my
Yeah,
next
amazing.
destination, dream holiday.
Amazing. Well, that was an amazing chat.
Really nice to speak to you both. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I have enjoyed it as well. I hope you did as much as we did. It was wonderful. For everybody listening to us here, remember, if it's your first time in the channel, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Remember, we are multi-streaming in Twitch. In fact, this is our second stream on Twitch. So if you are on Twitch now, follow us. We have set a goal on Twitch for 1,000 followers. So make sure you follow us there. On the description of this video, you will be able to find Late Phoenix socials there as well. So you can find her, give a follow there. Go check her blog and her content creation. Late Phoenix, amazing. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you on the show. Really nice. Aurora?
It was a lovely chat, actually. Pleasure to meet you, Lady Phoenix. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Juan, for hosting the show.
And remember, we have very soon, I think it's the first week, I think of next month, we're going to have a Q&A live, where you're going to be able to interact with us, ask questions during the show. It's going to be me and Aurora talking, and you guys can leave messages and questions on our socials, and we're going to be answering all the questions live to you guys. And Lady Phoenix, thank you so much. And everybody else, we catch you on the next one. Thank you.
Adult Talk, a podcast by AdultWork.